But thanks everyone for joining. We're looking forward to having some time with you. I got a couple of house cleaning slides to get through very quickly. One change, Simeon, who was going to be speaking, has laryngitis, and in spite of the number of languages he knows, that does not help when you've lost your voice. So Max will be filling in and knows the products very well. So thanks for coming. We're going to be talking about life science labels, e-paper, and where it fits into your clean room initiatives for 2025. So just a couple of things, try very hard not to get distracted. Please take some notes, use the chat to ask us questions, and do answer the polls. Nobody wants to answer a poll question. Everybody wants to know the results of a poll question. I think they're pretty easy to answer. So if you would take the 10 seconds or so to answer it when we do get to those two. So here's the agenda. As I said, we're getting through this. We're going to just talk a little bit about it. What are the labels? Why would you use them? What are the use cases? How do they actually work in a clean room? Then a live demo, which I think is what we all want to get to, and then Q&A if anyone has any questions. So a couple introduction of who's here. I think we have a slate of speakers. Next slide. So I'm Mike Lohmeyer. I'm the general manager of the hardware sales here at Grantek. Systec Solutions being one of the platforms that we do sell, and all the clean room devices you need to run all the software you want to have in your clean room for all of your digitization or Pharma 4.0 initiatives. Bryon?
Hi, Brian Hayes. I'm a consultant with Grantek with over 20 years of experience working in the life sciences industry. At Grantek, I'm responsible for delivering high-quality outcomes for our pharma manufacturing customers, leveraging my technical and industry expertise to unlock quality and efficiency gains through the implementation of technology.
So, hi, I'm Max. I'm working at Systec Solutions as a software development engineer, and I'm mostly working on our new product, the LSL signage app.
So then I jump in from the side, Patrick Kuehle, Systec Solutions sales manager for the EMEA region. I'm now at Systec since nearly 12 years. Through all of the development phases of the company, and explain you later a little bit more about the LSL starter kit.
So then I'm the last one on the webinar, Philipp Apsel. Working with Systec for over 4 years now in the meantime, driving the international business, so really taking care of our channel partners in the US, where we're working very closely together with Grantek, which is the host of the webinar today, as well in other regions with our other distribution partners. I'm happy to be here and that we can have the opportunity to present you our solutions.
Yeah, and Philipp is also currently working out of the new Systec Service and Support Center in Raleigh, North Carolina, Apex's exact town, and doing knowledge transfer of new employees there who will be performing the services needed right here locally in the US. So next slide. And one poll question here, if you would, what percentage of your clean rooms or GMP areas still need to have some additional digital devices deployed? Doesn't mean you're completely lacking in digital devices. Maybe you have 5 in there, you want one more, but what percentage of your clean rooms still needs something to be added? So if you would just take a few seconds and give us an answer there. All right. So we have about 2/3 saying between 26 and 50%, and about 1/3 saying between 76 and 100%. So good, great information because everybody wants to hear it. Let's move on to the next slide. And I think with this, we're going to move into some of our more technical speakers. So who's picking this up here? Bryon?
Yeah, I'm going to talk about why paper labels are an issue in the clean room and some use cases for the LSLs.
Great.
So if you can go to the next slide, please. All right, so let's first talk about what labels are used for in life science manufacturing. So typically, labels get used for product traceability and raw material or work in progress traceability. Used for identification of materials and equipment throughout the facility, and used for inventory management. Manufacturing software systems such as MES rely on labels, particularly scanning the barcodes for updating the inventory in real time, tracking material and work in process materials, and to track the order progress of the production orders. Labels, in addition to barcodes, also contain human readable text. That enables personnel to have a quick visual means of identification of what's on the label, as well as the status of equipment if the label is affixed to a piece of equipment, like, for example, like the clean, dirty status of that equipment. Next slide. But paper labels, they do have issues. For one, they're meant to be transient. They're usually ink or laser etch on an impermanent medium like paper or a thin film of plastic. The text and the images on the label are static because they're printed onto the label. So if an update is needed later on, you have to print a new label and destroy the original one. And labels also rely on printing and laser technology, which is susceptible to faulty printing. So if the equipment is failing, or if it's not, been maintained properly, you may get a bad print. LSLs, on the other hand, leverage a digital ink technology, which is not susceptible to faulty printing. Barcodes and the information that are on the labels can be changed directly in software. And the LSLs, they have a very long battery life due to the technology used, and the readability of the LSLs is precise and not susceptible to some of the issues with printed labels. Next slide, please. Yeah, like we said before, LSLs, they leverage digital paper technology and digital ink technologies similar to what you'd find on an e-reader. And they also have long battery life and precision readability. You can see an example of an LSL on the left-hand side of the screen here, which you can see how precise and how crisp the printing and the barcode and the graphics are on there. The information is changed, or is able to be changed in software, and you would use a validated data source to get the information that's printed on the labels from. And then finally, LSLs are mobile. They can be affixed to pallets. They can be affixed to containers and equipment. And again, they're flexible. So the data source could be anything from an MES system, could be your PCS, could be another automated system, could be an ERP system, could be a database, or pretty much anything that is capable of interacting with the software's API. So now we'll talk a little bit about some use cases. First use case we'll talk about is raw materials tracking. So raw materials, they come in usually on a pallet, sometimes on a wood pallet in the warehouse or in the shipping receiving area. Then they get put on a warehouse that's more appropriate for pharmaceutical manufacturing, or sorry, a pallet that's more, and then get put into the warehouse. The materials are retrieved and sampled, and then after they're sampled and released to production, they would get sent to a dispensing area where a portion of the material is weighed. Remaining materials returned back to the warehouse. Then you would label the pallet that the material is on with pertinent information, like the material number, the quantity of the material, or the weight of the material, and the status of the material, whether it's quarantined, released, expired, and so on. So if you were to use an LSL for this, the pallet with the LSL affixed to it could be reused for multiple different raw materials. The label would be rewritten accordingly. The system would potentially interact with your warehouse management system to do so. Another use case would be the weigh and dispense and kitting areas of manufacturing space. So the raw materials, once they get received from the warehouse, they get weighed, they get labeled, and they get put into a kit for use in the manufacturing space. The kit label is attached potentially to a pallet, and there would be a parent-child relationship if you had a raw material label and then a pallet label for the kit. In this case, when you use LSLs, the LSLs can gather the data from the MES display. So rather than printing off a label, they would have display right on the LSL, the material, and all the pertinent information like material number, the quantity, batch number, production order, and so on. And then another use case, I think this is our final one, would be instrument calibration tags. So, when you have multiple instruments in a facility, typically as they're calibrated, a little sticker gets attached to the label, or sorry, to the instrument, which has the the calibration date and the next calibration date. Using an LSL for this particular use case, you can display things like the instrument ID, the calibration status, when it was last calibrated, the calibration date, etc. And then you can retrieve this information directly from a CMMS or an asset management system, and it can be updated in real time. So as the instrumentation tech goes out and does the calibration, you don't have to print off a new sticker. The LSL would be updated following the calibration operation. Okay, so now I'm going to turn it over to my friends at Systec to talk about how LSLs work in the clean room and with your software. So take it away.
So yes, thank you very much, Bryon. So unfortunately, Simeon Meyer, our product manager, cannot be here today, so I'm his substitute. As I said before, I'm Max Glatt. I'm working at Systec since 3 years on Saturday. So, and I'm the one of the software engineers here at Systec, and I'm working mainly on our LSR signage application. And this application I want to present you in the next few slides together with our LSLs, our life science labels. So in this picture, we can see every clean room has a lot of HMIs, but the main question is more not that there are many HMIs, but what does they show? And we from Systec, we want it to make very easy to display different kind of data, whatever data you like on this HMI. So we developed our new LSR signage application and our life science labels. So, and as always, our products are all life science ready, software and hardware. So now you can now say goodbye to your pen. You won't need it anymore in our clean rooms because we want to make the clean rooms paperless and say goodbye to the pen and say hello to Pharma 4.0. Yeah, so we want to go from a paper trail to a digitalized industry. Handwritten notes are often unlegible and unreliable, and we want to improve this. And we want to improve your production cycle with clearer communications and clearer labels. And that's why we developed the new life science labels. So, but first, let me talk a little bit about our application for the paperless production, our LSR signage application. So, here you see a little bit of an abstract overview over our LSR signage application. The LSR signage app is a little bit like the middleman between between HMI clients and your validated data sources. So we can develop different kinds of connectors and connect your validated data sources, let it be databases, your MES system, as said before, MQTT, and then display this validated data on different kind of clients. So there are two classes of clients, one with LCD panel and one with our new life science labels based on the e-paper technology.
I just think there have been some audio issues. Next.
So-
Can you still hear us?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So I've switched microphones, so I'm sorry if the audio quality is now a little bit worse than before. So yeah, where was I? Yeah, the LSR signage application. Okay. The LSR signage application consists basically on 2 different programs. We have, on the one hand, the LSR signage main application, which is just displaying data from your data sources on the clients. And on the other hand, it's always included our LSR-admin dashboard. It's our administration tool for the whole system. And this, you need this administration tool to assign different data sources to your clients. But I will show some kind of screenshots right now. So for LSR Dash, you can connect yourself with a local account, or you can also connect yourself with an LDAP connector or with Active Directory. And when you logged in, you get with one look, you get an whole overview over all of your devices. And this, what we're seeing here right now, is an example screenshot from a customer that already has the LSR signage application in use. So these are real life data from a production cycle in a clean room. And in this environment, the customer had different rooms, and every room got one of our modis. And so you can see on the top half of the little modis, you see it says room number 6, number 7. And the use case for him was that he wanted to have some kind of room monitoring, temperature, pressure, and humidity, and also the state of the set room. Meaning he wanted to see with one look, okay, is the room producing right now, or is it stopping because it gets cleaned, or it's something other. So we implemented some kind of visual feedback where every room which is green is producing right now, and every room that is not producing is red. With the LSR Dash application, you can add new clients, you can delete new clients, you can configure clients, and you can always live view what the client is currently displaying. So meaning you can sit on your desk and look into every room, what is the temperature, what is shown on the client, and everything. So here's a little video example of what we all can display, but it's just a very little sample size. We can display every data in every way that is possible on a website. So we're highly configurable. And right now we're implementing these kind of templates for the customer, but it is planned that there will be also a template configurator for the customer itself, so that he can implement these templates for himself. So again, here we can see our new life science label mounted on a vessel. And now let's take a little more look on our hardware side. So our LSR signage application is, you can use it with every HMI from Systec there is. So you can use the Wave products, the pilots, the controls, everything, and of course the MODI. The MODI is the perfect HMI for this application because it has the perfect size. It's between 7 and 10 inches big. It fits in every clean room wall. You can show every room data outside of the room. You can show room data inside of the room. It's the perfect application when you need an LCD display with our LSR signage application. On the other hand, we've got our new product, the Life Science label. As said before, it's based on the e-paper technology and is perfect for replacing paper-written labels in the clean room. So let's take a short look on our MODI. So as I said before, 7 or 10 inch LCD display, multi-touchscreen with optical bonding. It runs with Linux, Windows 10 or ITIL, whatever you like.
It can be powered over power over Ethernet and is very easily integrated in your clean room wall. On the other hand, we've got our new product, the life science label. So we've got two sizes of life science labels, 4-inch and 7-inch. And these, the 4-inch LSL can display up to 4 colors, meaning black, white, red, and yellow, whereas the 7-inch e-paper display can display 3 colors, black, white, and red. The data transfer is completely wireless, so you can just take it to your clean room, put it on the vessel, and then assign data source to it and display new data. It's very energy efficient. If you're refreshing the image once per day, the battery lasts around 4 to 5 years. If you refresh it more often, of course, the battery will drain a lot more, but once per day, around 4 to 5 years. Yeah, and the license label is also completely compatible and integrated in our LSR signage software. It has also an integrated multicolor LED, so if you have like a use case with something like pick by light, it's also possible to use this. And of course, like every of our products, it's set for safe cleaning and IP65 compliant. So here we can see another example of our LSL from the side. You see it's very slim and it fits basically everywhere. And here we can see the 4-inch display with the 4 colors, a little bit of yellow, a little bit of red. And there are also very different options for mounting. We've got a lot of different ideas and options. So whatever you need, we can design it and yeah, for your mounting specific use cases. So, and here again, we see some examples of our LSLs. Now, how can the LSR application fit into the GMP guidelines? So we wanted to make sure that the qualification and validation for our software is as easy as possible for you. So we decided we only want to get data from validated data source, meaning you've got a data source and this has to be validated by you. And we do not modify any of the data. We're just displaying this validated data. So we just got the data stream from your data source to our clients. And that makes it very easy to integrate and validate. So what validations are possible? So when we're installing or when you're installing the LSR signage app, we can support you with an installation qualification for the service software. We can support you with the hardware qualification for the LSLs and for the HMI hardware. And afterwards, it's possible to, when you start configuring, so you install the application and the clients, and then you start configuring the data sources and assign them to the different clients. You can you can freeze the configuration after you assigned everything and validate this system over our LSR signage application. Meaning you always see, okay, if someone changes a device, someone deletes something, someone assigned another data source, you instantly see, okay, someone changed something and the system is not validated anymore. We also got the possibility of checking some audit logs. So we're logging everything related for audits, for validation in our software also. Yes, and that's a little bit older example of our validation site. It's so now, so at last, as I said before, the screenshot was from a customer who uses the LSR signage application. He got it as a pilot project, I think, in the end of 2023, and he uses it since then. And as you can read, he's very happy about it, and he said it saves a lot of time and a lot of costs, and it's very easy to integrate. So yes, but that leads us to the question, how can you start the project if you're interested? And for this, we developed our LSL signage starter kit with LSLs and MODIs. The whole software is implemented on this case. You just can take it, plug it in, and start uploading data and check if everything works for you. And then if you're interested in more, you can always come to our competent sales team. And that leads me to our demo with my colleague, Patrick Kuehle. So let's check.
Okay, so as a short explanation, that's the LSR signage starter kit we want to present you today. I'm just pulling off before a short note so that you can see how the devices can or might change afterwards. What's included in the LSR signage starter kit? We updated a completed test evaluation environment for your application. There is integrated a MODI in 10-inch configuration. You will receive 3 to 4 LSLs in 4-inch and up to 2 LSL systems in 7-inch, where you can, and of course, a base installation of the LSR signage starter kit. So you can try and do everything while are totally mobile. You only need a power socket to connect the system. You've got a Wi-Fi connection integrated. You've got an HDMI port for an external display unit integrated. But you can also do everything straight beside with the MODI system. As you can see on the 7-inch screen on the top, I just pushed another screen picture up to the label, and as you can see, this is the kind of pushing information. The equipment freezes after that, and until there will be pushed another information to the system, it will show exactly that screen without any changes. So as Max already explained, it's really battery saving, it's really modular, it's IP65, it's completely sealed around, and you have different kind of configurations and possibilities for installing the system on your equipment. We are totally free for designing customized specifications, modifications for that, for your holder, to install it to your equipment. And that's the easiest way to start your project, because we all know it's really difficult to roll out something like that directly in a whole environment. So this is where we say, let's do a small testing environment with all the components you need for the system called LSR Starter Kit is available. From now on, just ask your sales team, your contacts at Grantek, at Systec Solutions. We will be here for you, asking, your questions, and prepare also defined demonstrations if you like to have it. So that's for the LSL signage starter kit. I will just go back to the other presentators. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Max. Thank you, Patrick. We do have one other poll question. Again, if you would answer, because everyone likes seeing the results. Is improving how you label machines, containers, tubs, etc., anything you're, possibly washing, scrubbing, carrying in and out of a, GMP rated area. Is this something to be discussed with your operations team? Are you having those conversations now, really, is what we're asking. And again, we're a little more evenly split this time, but still in the same two categories, about half at yes and about half at no. So Good. All right, thank you. So any questions on how to get started? Because the one thing we can certainly do is just reach out to reach out to either Systec Solutions. You can reach out to Grantek. You have all of our contact information. You can send us an email, or you can put an inquiry in on either one of our websites and let us know what your questions are. We'd be happy to have a conversation and just talk about what some of the basic parameters are, and maybe get a budgetary proposal to you, so you know what we're talking about, and understand what technology is needed in these areas to make this process work. Great. Well, this is what I just said there. So please reach out to us. Let us know. We'd be happy to talk to you. And here we have a shot of the new Life Science Ready Center in Apex, North Carolina, suburb of Raleigh-Durham, which is where Philipp sits, along with the president of Systec Solutions USA and the tech support team as well. You see some of them in the picture right now. And this is a repair center, a service center, an inventory for spare parts, etc. center, ready to support any installation that's out there.
Yeah, absolutely. If I just make some sentence to that one. So yeah, I'm speaking here today on behalf of our local CEO, Jake Sire, and the locally growing team of service field engineers. Yeah, I just want to highlight some info about our recent expansion in the USA to the Research Triangle area. Yeah, we're really happy to announce that we have now touched ground in the US to serve our clients in the best possible way. The main purpose is really to have our local US service and support hub established over here, serving our clients in the best possible way. We're now in the same time zone, and it's much more easy to travel to client sites to support our valued customers. Yeah, so we have technical experts for our HMI solution as well as demo units locally. So feel free to reach out anytime to us, or as Mike mentioned, to our channel partner Grantek for any further information. So Mike, you can proceed to the next slide.
Good, thank you. So again, thank you for attending. We appreciate you giving us about a half an hour of time. I hope we got right to the technical meat of it, and seeing the products and seeing the demo is the most important thing. That orange case that you saw with the equipment in it is something we have here in the US. We have a couple of them, and if you'd like to set up a time when we come to your facility and go through it and maybe get a little more detailed and have your staff in a room, we'd be happy to do that. Just reach out to any one of us at either info@Grantek. You can go to either one of our websites, Systec Solution or Grantek.com. Let us know. We would love to bring that demo case to your facility, do a live demo and let people touch it, see it, and watch it in action, and maybe have a conversation about how we could deploy this in your facility. So unless there's another question coming in, Jeff, I know you're moderating somewhere in the background. Unless there's something else coming in, we're very appreciative of your time, and we can call it a day, and thank you very much. And Max, thank you for jumping in at the last minute when Simeon lost his voice.
No problem. It was fun. So thank you very much for your info.
Jeff, you said there was a question or two?
Yeah, Jeff just reached out. There are questions.
Oh, good. Oh, thank you. And Patrick and Philip and Max, please stay here because I can read the question. I certainly can't answer them. How do you control what appears on the life science label, like right on the e-paper itself?
So you can control it everything over our LSR dash application that is included in our LSR signage application. So the administrative interface I showed you before, there you can control everything. So you can add new HMIs, and you can also add new new data connectors. So you can assign the HTTP, as an example, the MQTT topics to different clients, and everything is done by our software, the LSR dash software, included in the LSR signage application.
So in terms of where the information is held for, like defining the status of a piece of equipment in terms of clean or not clean or ready for production, maybe in production, like what system is most typically used, or is there a best system? Is it a CMMS? Is it a MES system?
The information came from different areas. So of course it could be the MES system, depending what you want to show on the LSL or on the MODI system. It could be also from automation. It could be from monitoring system. We are totally open with the interfaces, and through the LSR signage software, we are only collecting the information from different kind of from software systems and from applications, and visualize them on our software and on the different screens.
Okay. Next question says, what is the typical lead time for the starter kit? I'm going to try to maybe define this. When we showed that on suitcase, I don't think in general we're selling those. That's really a demo case for us to come to site and show people and let people have some time with it. But Philipp, could you give us an approximate idea of what would the lead time typically be on a small proof of concept? Let's try that.
Yeah, so basically, if there's any interest, as Mike, as you already said, we have demo cases locally in the US, so it's no issue just to travel you and to give you more or less a little bit of a more private tour and more detailed tour, as we had just a rough overview for sure in a half an hour time now. If that you guys like that and say, hey, we want to explore a bit further with our team, we can also sell these kind of demo kits to you guys. This comes automatically with one-man day support of one of our engineers, most probably Max or somebody else from his team, to get really deep over your requirements, what's possible. Yeah, we really just support you and help you with all your questions in detail. And that's from a delivery time point of view quite fast. I mean, coming on site 2 weeks, we can schedule something. If you want to have a demo case on your own, it's more or less 4 weeks. So we are quite good in delivery times. Yeah, if we go into a really proof of concept, which is really close connected to us, this is all we need to discuss in detail for sure, depending on the requirements.
Last question here. Is there a way to schedule a demo for my colleagues? Absolutely. Just send your request into the info@grantek.com. Jeff will get that to me. I head up the organization here in the US and Canada, and I'll get it to the right person for whatever territory you're in, and we'll get that scheduled as soon as we can.
Yeah, so one heads up maybe for the local people which attend this webinar out of the Raleigh, North Carolina area. We will participate the ISP CASA in approximately 4 weeks. We will also have a demo case with us over there. So if any questions appear, just stop by at our booth and we can show you that in detail.
Yeah, great point. February 25th, the ISPE Technology Show in Raleigh, North Carolina is, less than a month away. It'll all be set up and running there. So if you're within the driving range of that, please come by our booth. We have a nice booth there. One other question: what is the main application clients are using or talking about? Let's add that for LSLs. Philipp, what's like the most common use case or application that clients are discussing? And I think globally, not just here in the US.
So from our point of view, of course, the main application is digitalizing your printed labels, so replacing them. And of course, you avoid a lot of, I don't want to say a lot of, you can minimize the failure of human people while labeling the wrong vessels or equipment. And I think this is the main topic, or also the main application where those life science labels are used from our customers.
Good. That's really the last question, unless one last straggler comes in. Again, our goal was to stay under 45 minutes. We're at 39, so great job, everyone. Thanks for the questions. Thanks for attending. We appreciate the time everybody gave us. And if you do want to schedule, you've got an email right there, info@grantek.com. It goes straight to Jeff, who's been moderating this whole event, who's off camera for a moment. But If your request is in North America, it'll come to me, and we will reach out to you and get something scheduled. So again, thank you very much. And Max, once again, thank you for jumping in while Simeon is without a voice. Philip, Bryon, everyone, thank you.
Thank you.